This is where our African journey reaches its most iconic chapter. After miles on the road from Johannesburg, anticipation builds with every signboard, every passing landscape. But before that, a quick recap. This is the Kalahari, harsh, raw, and relentless. A land where every drop of water matters and only the strongest endure. Spotting Kobe, the Kalahari fox, was completely unexpected and it turned out to be our first carnivore sighting. Within just a few minutes, we spotted a meerkat standing upright on its hind legs. The kobees that were feeding on a carcass suddenly panicked and bolted, abandoning their meal without hesitation. Ash, the cheetah, broke into a lightning sprint, eyes locked on its target. Africa, a continent that doesn't just show itself, it reveals itself. The gates appear, Kruger National Park, not just a reserve but a legend, a land that has shaped wildlife conservation across the world. This is home to the big five: lions, leopards, elephants, rhinos, and buffaloes. But more than that, it's home to countless stories written by nature itself. This is the final episode of our Africa series, and there couldn't be a more powerful place to end it. Welcome to Kruger, where the wild truly reigns. Within minutes of entering Kruger, we had our first real sightings. A lone African buffalo stood right on the road, often called African bison. This is one of the most powerful animals in the park, unpredictable, territorial, and respected even by lions. Not long after, a baboon crossed our path, highly intelligent and always alert. Soon after, we spotted the African white rhinos. They are the largest rhino species in the world, known for their wide mouths and grazing habits. Seeing them here is especially meaningful as Kruger plays a critical role in protecting their remaining populations. Then we came across a magnificent male greater kudu. With its tall frame and long spiral horns, the kudu is one of Africa's most striking antelopes. Not far from there, a flock of impalas moved gracefully through the landscape. These early sightings set the tone for what Kruger truly is: raw, unscripted, and alive. After driving all the way from Johannesburg, we entered the park later in the day. With daylight fading, it was time to head straight to one of Kruger's most popular rest camps, Shukuza. Shukuza is the largest camp inside the park and a vital base for wildlife monitoring and conservation. The plan was simple: get rest and then begin my very first night safari inside a national park. The night safari began with a brief look at an African scops owl, a small, wet, well-camouflaged hunter of the dark. Soon after, we encountered a pack of African wild dogs, rare, highly social, and among the most efficient predators in Africa. The experience peaked when we came very close to a hyena family, intelligent and strongly bonded. They reminded us that in Kruger, the night truly belongs to the wild. Day 1 felt like a trailer for the beautiful sightings that lay ahead on day 2. It felt as though the forest gods were pleased with our arrival. We had fantastic sightings of springboks spread across the open patches of the park. Some stood alert scanning the surroundings, while others moved in small groups, stopping briefly before continuing on. It was genuinely amusing to come across a warthog here, instantly reminding me of the real-life Pumbaa from The Lion King. Seeing it move so freely in its natural home was one of those light, unexpected moments. We spotted a herd of elephants enjoying a natural pool from a distance. One young calf seemed to get separated and moved ahead quickly, and as we followed the movement, the situation changed. As we advanced a little, a massive tusker appeared clearly unsettled. We froze. Another guide calmly asked us to stay exactly where we were and remain quiet until the elephant passed. After a tense few moments, the tusker moved away and disappeared into the bush. We saw a hippo family at the water's edge drinking quietly. One by one, they can be extremely dangerous when agitated. Despite their slow appearance, they react quickly and are highly territorial, especially around water. We also spotted a southern red-billed hornbill, instantly familiar as the real-life inspiration from Zazu from The Lion King. Seeing it here moving freely in the wild felt very different from the animated character we all grew up watching. We encountered hyenas again, this time a lactating female with her cub. She stayed close and alert while the cub remained by her side. A stroke of good luck. Oh my god, a lioness on the rock. She noticed us and began to growl, looking beyond our view. Then we saw why. 3 cubs, a lovely moment, and she gently stayed close to them. We moved on, leaving the family in peace, back to our camp. After that sighting, our guide decided to take us to a new area on the other side of the camp for the night safari, hoping for different activity and fresh sightings. That evening, during our second night safari, a mother lioness stood on the road, still and alert beneath the darkness. Ahead of her, on the same road, her cubs appeared, hesitant, gathering courage with every careful step, trying to read the scent, the shape, the presence before them. For a long tense moment, mother and cubs remained apart, studying each other in silence. Then came an affirmative call, low, calm, unmistakable. Reassured, the cubs moved gently forward, no rush, only trust guiding them. When they finally reached her, she lowered herself, nuzzled them, counted them, holding them close as if to erase the uncertainty of that moment. On that quiet road under the African night, survival faded into the background and a family found its way back to one another.
But what did you?
Are they sleeping?
Why are they introducing themselves that they can be part of the
Actually, it's this female. She was just away to them a couple of weeks, so she don't recognize them anymore. Because now she got the youngster. Okay, and even
The night safari was far from being over. On the other side of the savannah, we encountered a true incarnation of Simba, the legend himself, surrounded by his royal family. Lions of every gender and size. Together, they fed on a buffalo carcass, a raw and powerful scene we had only ever watched on Animal Planet and Discovery. This time, it was real, unfolding right in front of us under the African night sky. We stood in silent awe, aware that we are witnessing something raw and timeless. As we prepared to leave, Simba lifted his head and gave us one final look, as if acknowledging our presence.
It was really badly infected. That was about 2 years ago.
Okay, very sad.
So she still has good eyesight.
Okay.
Their eyesight, they've got binocular vision. They can see about 5 kilometers away from where they are. So sometimes it might look like they're staring at you.
With quiet respect, we left them to their place and their dinner, bringing our incredibly successful Kruger journey to a perfect close. Thank you for being a part of this journey. If you enjoyed the experience, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with fellow wildlife lovers. Your support truly means a lot.